Well, hello there, guys. Welcome. We are now starting the stream here, and we're actually going to be playing Order of Battle Pacific. And we are actually playing one of the Chinese campaigns, or I should say the campaign of the Japanese in China. I'm actually playing one of the scenarios here, so I hope you guys are ready for it, and we should get started very soon. I want to give people about a minute to get in. We're about a minute before schedule, so let's go ahead and see that message pop up, and then of course we will get started here on this particular campaign, guys. All right, guys. Well, first of all, welcome. We've got one person on YouTube right now. Welcome to the stream. We're going to be obviously be getting more throughout the stream, but we'll go ahead and get started. So, like I said, we're playing the Japanese campaign. I'm not going to tell you which scenario, but we're trying to take the major Chinese stronghold of Chongqing. And I believe Chongqing is all the way back here. Let's find it. There it is. So we're playing as the Japanese, of course, and we want to see if we can't take Chongqing. The city is protected by several natural barriers. First, the Yangtze River, and second, the vast mountain range further east. This enables the enemy to deploy a deep line of defenses to guard their capital against attack. The main bridges across the Yangtze River are likely to be guarded by concentrated enemy forces. It is crucial to defeat these decisively to prevent them from regrouping for later counterattacks. The other important objectives are the local airfields to assure continued air support during the operation. And the Chinese have demonstrated an admirable resilience and the ability to recover from major setbacks. Nonetheless, Tokyo believes we can enforce a favorable truce once both Chongqing and the key figures of the Chinese leadership have been captured. So we're starting the game here. There's a lot of things we have to do, and actually one of these secondary objectives is capturing the leader of the Chinese Republic, Chiang Kai-shek. So it's going to be interesting to see if we can do that. Now, in this particular mission, you kind of have to supply your own units, which I enjoy. It allows us to kind of take a look at the different units that the Japanese have. Now, artillery is absolutely going to be important here. So I'm taking the horse-drawn artillery. We're going to drop them right here. I'm also going to take some infantry units. I think infantry is going to be very important here, and maybe even some Japanese cavalry. Now, if we give him the truck, he can move faster, but he's going to be very expensive. Then again, you know what? I think it's a safety measure, precautionary measure that's probably necessary. So we're going to take that. We're going to take the Japanese cavalry. We might take some more artillery here. I'm thinking especially if we're going to have enemies across the river. We're going to need to bombard this area pretty heavily, I'm guessing. So let's go ahead. And if anybody has any suggestions, let me know in the comments below, and we'll try to take them, try to get some units you want to see. Welcome everybody on Twitch, and welcome everybody on YouTube. It's good to see you guys. Really good to see you guys. So let's go ahead and see if we can win with the Empire of Japan. So we're much deeper into China at this point. And actually, I might want to also start a force here at Chengdu. Let's go ahead and get some more Japanese Marines with a truck. Maybe a few more with a truck. We still have quite a lot here to spend, so I'm going to be getting 2 tanks. And right now, it looks like the Soko is pretty good, but I think I trust the Chi-Ha quite a bit more. So I'm going to take the Chi-Ha. It's slightly better than the Ha-Go, but still not an incredible tank. And certainly, the Japanese weren't really known for having incredible tanks, not even close. They didn't have absolute garbage, but I would say of all the nations in World War II, they may have had, especially the main nations is who I'm talking about, they maybe didn't have the greatest setup in terms of an air force. So we do actually have an air force back here. We're going to go ahead and drop a Kambaku back there, and a Kambaku is a bomber, a very effective bomber at that. I want to get some more Japanese infantry. Let's purchase and deploy. And we still have plenty of money, plenty of manpower, so we might as well continue buying some units. And like I said, if anybody has any suggestions as to which units we should be buying, just let us know and we'll make it happen. How's it going, Dally? Yeah, actually the issue there, guys, and maybe what we'll do is we'll try to just stream on YouTube until we have that major stream Wednesday. The Battlestar Galactica stream is happening Wednesday, and as you guys could imagine, it's going to be probably one of our biggest events of the year. So we're keeping that screen up on our Twitch page just because we don't want any confusion. We want to make sure that people know that's going to happen. Of course, we could change it to reflect the stream that's going on now, and we've done that on our YouTube pages. But as far as how can I put this? As far as the actual description goes, that's probably going to stay up until we do the stream on Wednesday. And then we'll get back to sort of our typical looking screen where we give you guys the actual name, etc. But I do apologize for anybody that feels betrayed. Believe me, we will be having that stream very soon. I'm getting ready for it already, so let's see how it goes. And I think I want to take another bomber. This time I'm going to take a strategic bomber. We still have some gold to spend, or some money anyway, and quite a lot of manpower actually, so we're going to see what happens. By recon ground and air units if available. Don't bother trying trucks for Marines. They move well in rough terrain anyway. Thank you. Good point. I guess that's a good point. I rarely get recon units, and that's probably one of my biggest mistakes. That and just attacking wildly into the enemy's area. So I'm thinking, you know, maybe with our fighter, I'm not sure we have any specific recon units. Here we go, derp, and I'll take the K-15, and actually it's really cheap. 20 for a recon unit? That's a good idea, man. We might actually go ahead and purchase a second one with the Key 5 or the Key 15 and just basically use this guy to scope out the area. Of course, this mountain range is going to really help the enemy. So let's end the turn. Let's get to the fight. All right, guys. So first things first, we're going to go ahead and take those recon units. Really good suggestion. And oh my goodness, look at how many men the Chinese have. They actually have some serious defenses set up here. A lot of difficult terrain as well. They're not just going to let us cross this river without challenging us. So we've got to keep that in mind. I might bring in the bombers for some preemptive strikes, especially on the enemy vehicles here. So I'm going to bring in the strategic bomber. It's going to take us a while to get there, and that actually shows you the huge size of this country. Let's go for their infantry here. Good work, boys. And of course, we're going to get out of the way. Not that we really need to. I don't actually see any anti-aircraft guns, but we might as well. Let's keep moving up. We're getting awfully close here to their artillery, which is worrying me a little bit, but we're also getting our artillery close. Okay, here we go. And on this front, we don't have as much information, so we have to be a little careful. But I'm assuming it's going to be more or less the same thing. A lot of Chinese troops defending the area to try and stop our advance. Come on. We didn't buy a truck for that artillery gun. I'm going to hate myself for that for quite a while because that's actually going to make our job a lot harder. I will, however, purchase another infantry vehicle or another infantry, and I'm going to purchase some Japanese cavalry. Fortunately, it looks like with this guy, we have to drop him at the main base now and work out from here. Let's end the turn, turning it over to the Chinese. And there we go, already firing some mortars at our tanks. Looks like the tanks seem to withhold this fire pretty well. But we are getting shot at in another area. I'm not sure who's shooting at us. Oh, it's the bunker. How did we not see this? Okay, the strategic bomber, I'm blaming you. You were in front of the bunker. I couldn't see it. Let's go ahead and hit the bunker as much as we can so that at least while we're on this side of the river, we're not consistently taking shots. Nice. And actually, we can get this cavalry right on top of the hill here. Really good attack there on that bunker, actually. That was an excellent job. I'm going to try to finish them off with our infantry. Good work, boys. Good work. So now let's take the strategic bomber. I want to see if we can hit any of these guns. If not, let's at least try to hit one of these supporting infantry units. But I think the gun is really what I want to get. So this massive strategic bomber should be able to do some damage. And it looks like we got one of them, which is a pretty good start. Let's move in another gun. Actually, sorry, that's our scout plane. We're going to move our scout plane over here. And we'll take our bomber. And actually, let's keep hitting the gun. Why not? Doesn't look like they thought of any anti-air guns, which is good for us. We're taking Zhongzhou. I don't like taking it with a tank unit, and sure enough, we're going to be ambushed. Oh no. This is bad, guys. This is very bad. We took a nasty hit here, and we're going to go ahead and keep on moving. Let's grab this unit right here, this infantry unit. We'll move them forward. And unfortunately, with our tank units, we're going to have to wait a bit. So this is interesting. Entrenchment. We can actually entrench this unit in its position. Right now, I'm not going to worry about it too much, but it's quite interesting. So there's Fengdu. We already have spotted the enemy bunker. They seem to really enjoy these bunkers. And over here, they actually have quite a heavy and powerful gun. And it's looking pretty mean. The Krupp M1908. Keep attacking, boys. For Nippon! All right, close but no cigar. Keep moving. Let's take a look here at the comments. And welcome, everybody, both on Twitch and on YouTube. So, Wavell saying recon units have flexible pathing, so you can move them twice each turn if you want to. Wow, thanks, man. You can upgrade the artillery unit with transport during the game. Very good point. So, yeah, we shouldn't worry. If we eventually want to upgrade it, we can obviously do that. But I was kind of hoping that I had remembered to purchase that necessary upgrade. Now, let's get back here to the fat. We're going in the turn. Unmoved units. No. Okay, so like you said, you can move them twice during the turn. Absolutely. Let's move one there. And we'll end the turn. Let's see what he's firing at. There we go. So that's actually some effective mortar fire from the enemy and some effective artillery fire. Looks like their mortars are not very good at penetrating our tanks. That is one of the few saving graces right now. So let's go ahead and see if we can hit their tank again. Before we do, I'm going to try to hit this unit. And we might as well scare the hell out of the residents of this town here and try to take it. So strategic bombers have the ability to target enemy supply and sources directly to decrease the amount of supply it provides. Sustained strategic bombardments will eventually decrease the number of units the enemy can maintain in the field. Makes sense. -2. Not bad at all. And let's keep on going. Let's get this infantry forward. And actually, I'm going to move the tank out of the way. Oh, look at this, guys. Head of the Dragon, a special event. With our capital city threatened, the Chinese leader Chiang Kai-shek himself appears to be commanding the defense of Chongqing. So one of the bonus objectives is to capture Chiang Kai-shek. Just imagine if that actually happened during the war. It would be unbelievable. One thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move this infantry unit forward a bit so that the artillery can take his place. I made a little mistake there. Definitely made a little mistake. What I am going to do is keep moving this artillery forward. And actually from here we can still get a pretty good shot. There we go. Cavalry forward. Attack, boys. For Nippon, and Zhongzhou is ours. There we go. So finally we've taken Zhongzhou. Of course, we've got a tremendous amount of enemy guns all around us here. And I'm actually just curious what Chongqing has to offer. I believe the city is all the way out here, so it's quite a ways away. We've definitely got our fair share of enemies to deal with. Attack, guys. All right, and we've broken through those Chinese bunkers. Once again, I'm going to be bringing the infantry up. I really think our infantry outclasses the enemy infantry in this scenario. I'm hoping that I'm right here. And we're going to just continue with an infantry assault on this position here. They have a lot of artillery support, and that's one thing I'm not happy about. Good work, boys. And apparently some US-made machine guns. Why not? They might as well be getting some US-made machine guns to try and fight us. Once again, welcome everybody on all of our platforms. I am mainly taking a look at the Twitch platform right now, but I see you guys are here. I see some of you on YouTube as well. Good to see you guys. All right, let's see. Make sure I moved everybody. I think I did. And you can just press the tab button. So far, no, that's going to be it. So I'll end the turn. What the hell? I just pressed tab. Well, get closer to Fenghe. And let's end the turn. All right, it looks like the enemy armored car is moving back a bit. But they're still fighting back with mortars. I sure hope there's something we can do about this. Let's see if they can get us out of the city. I think that's going to be their main goal, is to try and force us out of this city. And we definitely don't want to leave. Not for the second time. We've got to take this place and hold it. Okay, here we go. So first things first, I think this infantry unit can do a lot of damage to the enemy arty. But our main concern is, of course, enemy infantry units. But let's see if we can't get rid of the arty first. It's going to be a constant problem, a constant irritation. So I'm actually going to move these guys forward, and I'm going to take this infantry unit and replace them. So now we can go ahead and attack this infantry unit directly. Before we do, of course, we will try to weaken the enemy, and I'd actually rather weaken their guns. So I'm going to go over here, get that Kanbaku to bomb this area. Very cool. Let's go ahead and keep on chasing the enemy. Nice shot, man. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Actually, the enemy fought back pretty well there, but you can see we're absolutely pushing them back. I'm going to move... Actually, we could have moved the tank across the river, which is quite interesting. And we might even take this cavalry unit. While I don't recommend this, we're going to try to move him across the river, sort of try to spook or flank the enemy. And we'll see what happens. It may work, it may not work. I'm going to go ahead and target this AT gun. Now, interestingly enough, guys, and I'm not sure if you guys probably knew this already, if you take a look here, this artillery gun can essentially be turned into an anti-tank gun. You click this button, and it's basically able to do direct fire combat. Really, really amazing ability here. I'm going to go ahead and fire one more time, but I think I want to get that gun across on that side first. And I want to bring these artillery guns a little closer as well. They're just not getting... They're not able to get their effective range right here. All right, infantry first. Remember, try not to attack cities with infantry units if you can help it. Urban environments are actually terrible for tanks. You always want to try to go in with the infantry first. You can obviously use the tanks to support your attack, but in general, when you attack a city with tanks, it's the perfect place to trap a tank, kill it, destroy it, etc. And if I was facing a tank army and had no armor of my own, I would want to be in a city for sure. Open fire. All right, let's move into Fengdu. A lot of guns over here. We're going straight for the artillery gun, or we can also go ahead and just re-equip our men. I think I'm going to attack, though. I'm going to worry about re-equipping later. Ooh. Nasty shooting here. Really nasty. All right, let's keep moving to the west. I think we can pretty much end the turn now. Might as well get the cavalry a little closer just to increase the distance that it can move. And actually, we have enough to purchase some more units. I'm just really not sure what units to purchase. So if anybody has any suggestions or any units that they would like to see, let us know, and we'll absolutely purchase them, if we can afford them, of course. It's going to be another one of our tanks. Oh, yeah, sure enough, it was. Let's move forward. And I'm going to keep attacking. While the enemy's over here exposed on the bridge, I think this is a perfect opportunity to go ahead and attack them. We've also got this beautiful plain. Now, this is another area we need to take, the airfields. I think once we take this area, we're actually going to get even more bombers. We might even get some paratroopers. I'm really not too familiar with the Japanese paratrooper units. But let's end the turn. Oh, yeah, they might get some kills on us here. No doubt about that. Ooh, switching out some units. Very smart. man, they just gave us a nasty shot over here in the north. We're going to have to counteract that somehow. Let's see what we can do here. At this point, distance really isn't much of an issue. Get them, boys. That's right. Run, you scoundrels. And you can actually see here, we've got to be careful on this map. The Chinese have, of course, put up a lot of minefields. These could seriously incapacitate one of our units, so we have to keep our eyes open at all times. I'm going to move the tank forward as well. Eventually, we will bring some reinforcements to these guys because it's about time that they get some. But for now, we're just continuing the attack. That's our main goal. Artillery. And actually far more effective than I expected it to be. Of course, here we're going to go ahead and attack as well. We've crossed the river. We're now attacking from the jungle. And of course, they're throwing a satchel charge, but it looks like we're starting to trap these guys. And that's always a good sign. One more shot with the artillery. Who are we going to fire at? Let's shoot at these guys. Yes, good shot. So our 75mm gun actually got a nice hit there. Very proud of that. But I want to keep firing. So I'm actually going to focus fire on the pack gun. Again, I think if we can make way for our tanks, it's going to be a lot easier for the rest of these guys to get through. Oh, yes. That's what I mean. Let's take a look here at the chat. Hello, everybody. Don't forget, guys, we're taking requests. If anybody wants to see us purchase a unit, let us know, and we will buy it. We're not going to buy a single thing unless somebody types it in. Infantry, artillery, tanks, more bombers. Just tell me what you think we should get, and we will do our best to get it, if we can afford it, of course. So right now, I'm flying over... We're getting close to flying over the objective point. It's pretty far. So obviously, this campaign might take a while. And we're going to fly over Chongqing. Currently, Chiang Kai-shek is in there. Why can't we just parachute in an assassin and kill the guy? I don't know. Let's go ahead and find other units that haven't moved. So this unit also hasn't moved. Desperately needs some resupply. This unit also hasn't attacked yet. But I think we could also resupply him. Although he's only going to get 2 back. So we could go ahead and try to attack the artillery piece and switch this guy out after. I think I'm going to resupply him, although honestly, I'm not really sure if that was the right idea. Keep firing at this bridge. Great work there by the Type 97 Chiha. Doing an excellent job. Get another bomber, says Wavel. Purchase all, says Metasil. Okay, good idea, man. So we're going to get another bomber. Now, I think so far we've figured out, at least temporarily, I could be wrong, but for these kind of situations, it looks like the tactical bombers work better. So I'm going to take the Kambaku. He's done a very good job for us so far. And where's that other bomber? Where's that other Kambaku? He's right here. Might as well go ahead and hit this area. Oh yeah, baby. And of course, the strategic bomber might as well come along for the ride too. I'm trying to see what unit I want to hit, and I want to see if I can finish off these guys on top of the hill. Come on! Oh, so close. Thank you for the suggestion, Wavel. Wavel is keeping our fighting spirit up. He actually gave us some pretty good advice there. Now, I'm going to go ahead and keep attacking that enemy infantry. I don't want them anywhere near me. There we go. Good work, men. And of course, we still got 1 tank unit. Should we sacrifice him a little bit in an effort to do some damage to the enemy? Of course. I'm Agrippa. I always do this. So despite attacking from a river, which is a terrible idea with a tank, or with any unit for that matter, we're going to go for it, because I'm really more concerned about our infantry unit than I am about our tank. I want to make sure he gets through. So whatever we have to do to get him through, that's what we're going to do. Let's end the turn. Some enemy mortar fire, but that unit seems pretty ineffective. Even the artillery's missing us, and we're right here on the bridge. I mean, they should be able to spot us with no problems. However, they are bringing in some reinforcements. That is bad news. Come on, come on. Nice, not bad. And, of course, they're going to hit our poor tank. That's completely my fault. We actually managed to do a lot of damage, though, to that infantry unit. So we might still follow up and finish them off. Now, this second plane is going to go to our southern theater of war. I think we've got enough men here in the north, and we're doing a pretty good job. So we've already defeated the Yangtze River defenses. That's a start. It's a definite start. It's not perfect, but we'll live with it. Let's go ahead and bring in some more men. Finish off this artillery gun. Boom! That's what we're looking for. And let's see if we can finish this guy off, too. We don't need these guys reinforcing themselves. Close. Close, but no cigar. All right, let's keep moving. Open fire! And I can see why we'd get a hit. The enemy is right there. So I'm going to move out of the way with this unit. And one of the things I really like about Order of Battle is the ability, in a lot of these turn-based strategy games, especially those that focus on World War II, if you retreat or move at all, you can't reinforce. Here, I think it's a much better system, much more realistic one, because when you retreat, you're still allowed to reinforce your men. And let's be honest, most of the times when reinforcements are happening, when you're getting replacements, you're not necessarily in a combat zone every time. So we're going to try to finish these guys off. And I think the important thing is, let's get rid of that gun. Boo! That's another one down for the mighty nation of Japan. And we're also going to go ahead and repair this tank just a little bit. What about these guys? I think we might be able to take this town. All right, it's ours, Fuying. Wow. So this area, this is the city we're supposed to take, of course, the city of Chongqing. And you can just see how much support they have. They've even got an anti-aircraft gun over here, and they've got Zhejiang over here with some airstrips, things that we definitely need, things that we could be using, actually. Good hit. Now, I'm not sure why this tank can't attack that unit. Let's see if this cavalry can attack that unit. The Battle of the Northern Hills. So we've won that. Absolutely beautiful. Let's finish them off with the Type 97. Wow, they're still fighting, man. These guys are tough. So we could move in here with our cavalry and attack them, but I think that might be a mistake. Instead, I'm going to attack this unit over here. Try to finish them off. Now, when I say the Chinese are good at running away, I don't mean anything against the Chinese, but actually even during the actual invasion of Manchuria by the Japanese, one of the Chinese tactics was essentially to keep running away, to keep moving away from the front lines, moving deeper into China, where they could, of course, continue work on their industry, things like this. So actually, the fact that the Chinese are exceptional in this game at moving away is pretty realistic. You know, we keep moving forward, but we're essentially getting overextended. It's essentially what happened to Napoleon when he tried to attack Russia. Very similar what happened to Hitler when he tried to attack Russia. And it's just that ability of the enemy to overextend. You know, they're trying to pull you out as much as possible, pull you deeper into their country until you've got no ability to supply your own men, no ability to really fight back, and that's when the vice grip closes down on you. Let's see what else we've got here. All right, with this guy, move up. And the turn. Now, we have 50 turns to accomplish this mission. So I've said this so many times to people, but one of the things about Order of Battle in general is the replay value of this game is huge. This is just one battle in the Marines campaign, or excuse me, in the Japanese campaign, the Rising Sun campaign, and we already need to get to 50 turns, unless, of course, we can complete the objectives before then. But that's going to take a long time, and I really enjoy that. So there we go, more Chinese reinforcements at Zhongzhou. I was hoping that we had finished their reinforcements, but apparently not. I really want to finish off that infantry unit, but I know I'm better off reinforcing these guys. So that's what we're going to do. Artillery fire. We're going to move them up a little closer and we'll attack. I'm also going to take this position. Now, of course, the enemy could slip back into Fengdu, which would be embarrassing. But I'm not too worried about it. I think I want to purchase another tank for this front. It might be a mistake, but I think I'm going to purchase another tank here for the a Chi-Ha. Is it the Chi-Ha front? Is that what we're going to call it? I think so. Idle units will automatically capture any hexes within their zone of control, provided these hexes are not in the zone of control of an enemy unit. Makes sense. We've also still got this bomber. I want to bring him in. All right, good try, son. Good try. It's the trying that counts, as long as you don't mind getting killed. Let's take a look here. When strength plate number returns yellow, orange, red, it's time to rest the unit and replace with another. Thank you, Wavel. Are we going to Gamescom? Believe that's confidential. I do believe we have a representative there, though. In fact, I'm certain we do. Let's take a look here. Live dashboard. Nice. We've got some viewers on YouTube too. It's funny though, like we've got our Twitch audience now, or our YouTube audience, and with this restream thing, we're allowed to stream to both of you guys, which we really enjoy. But it looks like our YouTube audience is a lot quieter than our Twitch audience. We really like when people are talking, giving advice, giving opinions, even just sharing stories, as long as they're fairly PG. So it kind of shocks me that the YouTube audience is always so silent. Oh well, let's finish off these guys right here. Will die in the jungles of Manchuria. Glory. All right. Hit them hard, boys. Nice. We got 2. That is an excellent hit. And I really want to keep attacking here, but I sort of know better at this point, and I think we probably have to reinforce, especially this unit. Let's get him back into Zhengzhou and reinforce him. And we'll use our artillery to try and clobber these guys. Nice! We're getting really lucky with these shots on this unit. Now, of course, this Chinese infantry is from 1937. We have to remember, and a lot of people aren't aware of this, that the Japanese invasion of Manchuria, first of all, this wasn't the first time they tried, but actually happened about 2 years, or occurred about 2 years before the beginning of World War II, the official beginning. So this campaign, focusing on the Japanese in Manchuria, is actually 2 years before World War II. It's the Sino-Japanese War. It's sort of a different conflict. Obviously, it taught both sides a lot about what to expect in World War II, but the Chinese were fighting off the Japanese for decades until they finally succeeded in beating them. Let's go ahead and beat this guy. Speaking of beating. Boom! Another group of enemies down. I think we're pretty good to go. Oh, that's right. We still have these strategic bombers. I'm still going to try to hit that gun. Yes! Good hit! We actually got it, guys. Very lucky hit by our GM Rico. And of course, we've got our scout plane. I'm going to bring him back to the front at this point. See what the enemy has behind these lines. You never really know, guys. You never really know. And of course, with our cavalry unit. That's the airfield we have to take. All right, we'll take a look here once again at the chat. I always like to keep up with what you guys are saying. Okay, let's see. I think we can end the turn. I'm going to leave this scout plane here. Oh, are they going to try to take back Fengdu? I don't think it's a good idea. You're not going to succeed. You might as well just turn back. At this point, I highly recommend it. All right, so we've got to secure the northern airfields. That's, of course, this area right here in Lingshui. But we have to cross another bridge or another river to do it. So, of course, we want to start out safe. Let's try to soften up these targets. I'm even going to bring in that strategic bomber to try to soften it up even more. Wow, that unit is actually managing to withstand a lot of damage, which is frustrating to say the least. I think we need to go ahead and reinforce these other troops. If we don't do it now, when are we going to do it? So let's hit them. Hit them with our cavalry. We're charging from all sides. I'd love to leave them behind. In fact, I would love to just ignore this unit. In a lot of campaign scenarios, you can ignore a unit. But I think this one is too dangerous. We've got to try and destroy them. Now, one thing they should have in the game, and I think this would be a really cool feature, is when you've got a minefield like this, for instance, even though it's an enemy minefield, if you attack this unit and force them to retreat, they should definitely take some damage in that minefield. I think that would be epic, just absolutely epic. Not a game changer, really. I think it would be a good idea. Let's go ahead and get some reinforcements for that tank unit, and let's bring in our next tank unit. Is this guy going to go north or south? Let's send him to the north. All right, we'll try to weaken the enemy here. And, of course, our artillery absolutely eviscerated theirs. See if we can kill this unit. Good work, men. Good work. We could even move in with our tanks, guys. We're going to cross the bridge here and try and destroy the rest of the enemy defenses. Boom! We got him down to 3. Not bad at all. And do we have an operational bomber here? We do. Let's see if we can finish off this Krupp M1908. Now, Krupp is a German company. So these Chinese, one thing I know is that, for instance, the Chinese, despite, of course, eventually becoming enemies of Germany, the Germans did give the Chinese Republic, the Army of the Chinese Republic under Chiang Kai-shek, a lot of their old uniforms when they were phased out. So if you watch any, for instance, Chinese movies about the Sino-Japanese War, you'll notice that the soldiers all have kind of like German-looking helmets. There's a reason for that. So perhaps the Germans also gave them some weapons too. I think you history buffs will probably know better than me, but certainly makes sense. There we go. Or at least sold them some weapons. Got to make your money somehow, am I right? Let's move forward. Keep the attack up, boys. Beautiful. They're absolutely going to be forced to pull back there. And I'm worried that we may need to start heading back to the airfield soon. I think we're still good, but eventually we do need to head back to the airfield to go ahead and get refueled. Yeah, 1 down. Not bad. And actually, we might be able to finish them off. I think I'm going to go for it, guys. Battle in the river. Yes! Another group of Chinese soldiers down. Exceptional. Just exceptional. Also got this tank here. I'm going to try not to worry about these Chinese infantry right here. They were, of course, created in 1935. These guys have some experience, but their weaponry is probably pretty awful. And also, Lingshan is one of the victory points. So we might have to also take Lingshan. This might be another very important part. Also, I hope you guys are looking forward to the Burma Road DLC that's going to be coming out very soon. Allows you to fight in Burma, Southeast Asia. It's going to be a fun one, guys. I can tell you that right now. There's going to be a lot of content there. I don't care if they're in the woods. Kill them all. Let's see what else we have. And again, I love their pitiful attempts to try and crack our armor with just mortars. It's not working out so well for them, and I can kind of see why. This is not an easy breakthrough at all. Of course, this is scary. Now one of our men is trapped behind enemy lines, so we've got to go rescue this guy. And the best thing to do is try to send one of our units there to reconnect Fuling. I'm actually going to just take the city. I hope the enemy follows us, but we need to reconnect this area or we could be completely cut off. Obviously, that's not going to be good for us. It's not going to be good for our men, etc., etc. Open fire. Take no prisoners, men. There we go, baby. Every single one of them down. There are some minefields, but it looks like the placement of the mines is not very good, I'll be honest. I don't think the enemies focus too much on their mine placement techniques. Let's see if we can chase this guy down. I think we can. And that is a dead enemy unit. Beautiful. Okay. Take a look here at the chat, le chat. Hey, Holstone, how you doing, buddy? Is there a supply advantage with drawing damage into town city hexes? That's a good question. I'm not sure about that. One thing I know for sure is that to get supplies, you need to have open tiles behind you. Metalasil says, what is the game's name? And I actually missed that question before. This is Order of Battle Pacific, and the DLC we're playing right now is the Sunset Invasion, or Morning Sun DLC, excuse me. So it's the Morning Sun DLC where you play as the Japanese in the Sino-Japanese War, the Chinese-Japanese War, essentially. Couple years before World War II, when the Japanese were learning some of their tactics. And of course here, we're just trying to take as much land as possible. We're going to get some reinforcements as well, because why not? And we're going to try to finish off the Chinese once and for all. Keep moving. Oh no! Enemy tank right there. It's a T-26, so they're also getting Russian equipment now. I mean, the Chinese have their hands in everything. They've got a bunch of Russian tanks here just waiting for us. That's creepy. They're getting support from the Russians, from the Americans. Nobody wants Japan to succeed. Shameful. All right, well, it is what it is. Keep on moving. And by the way, guys, we are getting to the end of this stream here in a couple minutes. So if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm going to save this particular stream so that if we play in the future, we can come back and play this battle. But one thing that's very important, guys, and especially in the coming weeks, is we're trying to make this a more scheduled streaming system. Like, for instance, we have a lot of streams where a bunch of you guys show up, like 40 or 50, and we love it. We have some streams like this one where it's only like 10 or 20 that show up. So if you guys could help us decide what games to stream, on what days, what hours are best for you. Obviously, we're streaming kind of here at the end of work. But I could stream 30 minutes later, 30 minutes earlier, and we could figure something out so that everybody gets a chance to watch. I also ask that you please share this channel and subscribe if you're new. I mean, every single bit of support helps, and especially if you're going to do a subscription or a share. Darthan is saying this game reminds you a little bit of Afghanistan 11. No, it's pretty different. I guess the art style is similar, but it's made by two different developers. Both really talented groups, of course. I guess I could see that, why you would think that, though. And hello to our folks on Matrix. We've got a few people watching on Matrix, but right now we've just got Twitch and our Slytherin Live channel up that I'm trying to read here. Still nobody in the live chat for our YouTube channels, which is quite interesting. All right, here we go. It's actually the Chinese might be trying to block this tank in entirely. Unfortunately, since we moved that unit there in the truck, this is one of the negative aspects of having a truck. You might be able to move around faster, but if you get ambushed in your truck, you're going to be hurting big time. And they might actually be able to finish off this unit entirely. This will be the first true kill that the Chinese have gotten on us since the start of the campaign. And oh yeah, every single unit inside those trucks is dead. That's what we get. A nasty, nasty Chinese ambush, and it worked out perfectly. And look at that tank. Huge amounts of damage to our cavalry units. It looks like as soon as we cross that river, the Chinese bumped the stakes up a bit, and now things are a lot tougher for us. And look at that. They just wiped out 2 units without even thinking about them. Luckily, the game gives you quite a lot of chances here. I mean, we're 10 out of 50 turns, so we've got so many chances to keep attacking and to eventually defeat the Chinese. But you can see that they're going to do anything they can to try and hurt us. Let's see if we can't get a few hits there. Good job, boys. Strategic bomber time. I would hate to be this Chinese unit. And let's see if we can fire off around here at their tanks. Okay, looking pretty interesting so far. And this is definitely a mission that I'm really enjoying, I will say that. Thank you, Mark. Would like to see a schedule posted. Haven't played Order of Battle in a while, says Mark. And yeah, I agree. We would love to do a schedule, but, you know, I've asked people many times, go on the channel, go on any of our videos. You know, we see all the comments you guys post on our YouTube channels. So, you know, just post it on, like, in the chat. I want to see on the stream, I'd like to see, and then put whatever game you'd like to see. If you agree with the person, thumb them up, because we really want to figure this out. We want to try and get as many of you here as possible. We've been trying to do the stream 30 minutes early, and it seems like we're getting less people. So I think we're going to go back to our 5 p.m. Central European Standard Time, because I think probably a lot of you guys are coming back from work. I know a lot of you guys are in the States or are in, you know, the UK, something like this. Although the UK is only an hour off from the time here in Italy, I think it would probably be best if we did the stream slightly later. Let's keep moving. I want to see if we can save that tank. So I am going to have to temporarily abandon the city, but I'm hoping we're going to get some reinforcements. And of course, we'll bomb this area. All right, guys. Well, I think we're going to go ahead and shut her down now. I want to thank everybody for showing up. Our YouTube stream guys, our Twitch guys, our other YouTube stream guys. We had one guy watching on Matrix. Once again, don't forget that Burma Road is coming out. It's going to be incredible. And, of course, it's going to be the newest DLC for Order of Battle. And one of the great things about Order of Battle is once you get the base game, you fall in love with it. There are so many DLCs to choose from. And just as you could see, the DLCs don't only come with campaigns, they come with scenarios. And that scenario alone would have taken us at least another 2 hours, 2.5 hours. I mean, you're absolutely going to get your replay value is going to definitely, you're definitely going to have replay value, I should say. And of course, you've got multiplayer, you've got all sorts of different modes to have some fun with some friends, maybe even challenge a friend to see who can complete a campaign mission first, and mess around with the difficulty settings. During this particular stream, I was actually using the 2nd difficulty setting out of 4, and I found it fairly tough, especially once we got into that ambush, but you could go higher, you could go lower. It's completely up to you guys. I do want to thank everybody. Yeah, Metallicel, once again, the biggest issue there is that with the Wednesday stream of Battlestar Galactica, we've been given orders basically from above not to change the name for our Twitch stream, unfortunately. So it's going to have to stay Battlestar Galactica Deadlock soon. I'll have a talk and see what I can do to change it. But that's the situation we find ourselves in. I mean, it's going to be a huge stream, so we're kind of keeping that title up. But I do apologize if it caused any confusion. Thank you so much for stopping by, guys. You guys are all awesome, and I hope you all have an excellent day. Take care, and thank you for watching.